right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol AAPL, Apple Inc. Before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. And to my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Apple had a recovery, right? And they had a bullish run. And as I've been stating in all my previous videos, and this is for all the first-time viewers coming across my channel, 138 is a pivotal number for the bulls, and way down here at these lows of 103 and some change, 104, they are the lowest points reached by this stock, right, in this bearish run. And there's been a slight recovery here. So they broke through the 50-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average, like I always say, it does not stop for anybody, and it continues to work its way up. And by default, if the bears don't do anything and the bulls don't even move, or they just move sideways, this 50-day moving average is going to cross the price, making it easier for the bears, and the bears are going to just tear through support and bring this down to newer lows and newer support levels. So the 50-day moving average, as the bulls worked hard to get up here, they've been moving sideways, and this is a clear representation of the bulls just breaking through the price by default without doing anything, because the 50-day moving average is catching up to the price after all that hard work from the bulls. So if we fall into bearish territory, this could be on its way down to newer lows and newer support levels. So we're going to move our resistance levels and support levels to their new location. It's a very narrow stretch here, but before moving it, this is an important number here at 113.17. That is the lowest point from this recovery as this dipped, and this is a very important resistance level because it's one of the highest points reached. And today it was slightly touched and rejected. So 115.33 is super important for the bulls to continue to work their way up away from the 50-day moving average, from down here as they did before, and now specifically from this one. But it's very important that 115.33 is broken through to continue this momentum that was created here as it worked up, leveled off, and now they need to continue to work their way up to newer highs to move further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. Now, our 50-day moving average is 113.94. 113.94 is our indicator of, are the bulls in control or are the bears in control? Keep that in mind. Right now we're slightly above it. It's a very narrow stretch here between the closing price of 114.10 and 113.94 to say who is in control. The bulls, yes, we're in bearish territory slightly once this crosses the 50-day moving average, and we're in bullish territory slightly as long as we slightly stay above it. But the tug of war tomorrow will definitely let us know. So let's move this support level and resistance level to its new locations. So yes, 115.33, super important, but I want to talk about this narrow stretch that can give us some sense of direction of where the stock is going if one of these resistance levels or support levels are crossed. So we closed off at 114.10, and if the bulls start to work their way up and start gaining control on this tug of war, their first resistance level, which is the peak here of this sideways movement, is 114.71. The bulls are going to need to break through 114.71, turn that into a support, and start to work their way up further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. So the bulls need to break through this resistance and turn it into a support. If they don't accomplish that, then obviously, like I said, this catches up to them, the 50-day moving average, and by default, we're in bearish territory. So it just makes it easier for the bears to start to work their way down to newer support levels. Now, 114.71, again, I want to emphasize, needs to be broken through and turn into a support for the bulls to work their way up further into bullish territory. Now, on the other hand, we have what the bears want, and the bears are going to want to break through support. If they accomplish this, they've accomplished two things. They broke through the 50-day moving average, getting into bearish territory, and they broke through the first support in bearish territory, which is 113.61, and that's our support level. If that support gets broken through, the bears are going to get further down into bearish territory, and they're going to go from gaining leverage to gaining control of this stock and tearing it down to newer lows. The next point I'd pay very close attention to is way down here. It's the lowest point of the bearish run from yesterday, and that is 112.77. So if 112.77 gets broken through, two support levels have been broken through, and we are definitely in bearish territory, and this could start to hit newer lows and newer support levels. But before getting there, I want to emphasize how important it is to pay very close attention to the behavior of this stock and who is gaining the tug of war, who is gaining control. Are the bulls even trying to reappear to quickly cross the 50-day moving average and break through this resistance of 114.71, or are the bears quickly breaking through 113.61 and starting to hit newer lows? As always, if you found this video helpful and informative and it meant you well, please do so and subscribe. But if you hit the subscribe button, don't forget, by clicking on the bell, you guys can go ahead and reach notifications from my end to you guys, so you guys don't miss a single video that I post. So yes, click on the subscribe button if you feel encouraged or inclined to, but don't forget to click on the bell, because by doing so, you will be up to date on every single chart analysis that I post, and I post daily. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and let me know you watch this video. Share this with your friends and community. And at the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. And in that video, I discuss about the S&P 500 and how the Federal Reserve has been pumping the market. And within those 500 companies, there are companies moving, right, 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but on the scheduled pump dates, the S&P 500 is rising several points. And by rising several points, there are 500 companies within the S&P 500, and most of them are benefiting from these pumps. As those points are rising, the S&P 500 rises, the individual ticker symbols rise, and they're moving 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but per share that does add up, and profits are profits. I'm just here to enlighten you guys on the great information that a lot of people are overlooking and many people aren't even talking about or aware of. And I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just here to enlighten you guys that there's an opportunity to maximize profits, minimize losses, and go ahead and ride these waves as the Federal Reserve continues to pump the market. The S&P 500 is rising several points, and ticker symbols are moving anywhere from 30 cents upward to $3, and maybe even more per share. Check out the video. I go into more detail about it. And if you feel encouraged to subscribe and you haven't already by then, I hope that video gives you a reason to, because I do a weekly series on that video, and I'll keep you guys all posted and up to date on every single chart analysis that I post daily, as well as I will prepare every single viewer and investor to be well equipped, again, to maximize profits and minimize losses weekly with this strategy that has worked for me, and I hope it works for you guys. Check out the video. It should be popping up soon if it hasn't already. And once it does, click on it and don't miss out on it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.